moving all the time, especially in this era. They're trading constantly on the opportunity for better employment or more secure housing. Housing closer to school, cheaper housing, cleaner housing, safer housing. And that has the influence of, well, if I was still at home, someone would tell me where to vote. Or, in a small town, it's obvious where you should vote. But if you've uprooted yourself and moved, you don't know that. You don't have those same connections, you don't have those same patterns. Associated with that is that many young people have ID challenges. If you move all the time, your address on your driver's license probably doesn't match where you live. If you move all the time, you may not have a current bill that tells people where you live. Or the reverse. If you stayed at home and live with your parents because it's too difficult to live out there on your own and go to school, and your parents are paying bills, then you don't have a bill that proves, the list is kind of endless. And then with new federal laws, especially at federal elections where they're not going to allow vouching anymore, there's yet another barrier that disproportionately affects young people and poor people. The major sticking point for me, though, is that in Canada now, we have a lack of registration. We don't actively register young people to vote. We no longer participate in an enumeration. We no longer take your time to enjoy rather than I always do.
Very good.
All right, time. Number for you, Ryan. Anytime. Why does registration matter? Why is it so important? Raise your hands. Who's registered to vote? Yeah. Please note that the first-time new voter didn't raise their hand. Thank you. But where would that experience have happened in today? You paid your taxes and you said yes to registration, you voted. You were registered to vote. You voted in the last provincial election, you are registered to vote. You pay your property taxes, they probably registered you to vote. You're in a secret club, which now a whole group of citizens are being excluded from. And there's an initiative in front of the provincial government to register 16-year-olds to vote. They weren't going to give them the right to vote, but they were going to register them. And I think that's tons of merit, right? Get them in the system, start to deliver information to them, demystify and get rid of some of these myths. But right now, if you're a young person and you want to vote, you basically have to bang on millions of doors to get access to that. I think it's really interesting that voter registration for municipal elections closed on September 23rd, but candidates didn't have to submit papers till October 10th. So when did the election really begin? It's something that's so important to me and to voters in general. It's kind of gone ass backwards. And to be fair to small municipalities, they don't have the resources to do it.